Yo, 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 this is Mr. O. Yo, 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 this is Mr. O. And today we're going to learn about solving quadratic by square root. And we're going to have some simplifying radicals, okay? In order for us to be successful in solving quadratic by square root is that we have to be familiar in simplifying radicals, okay? All right, let's go ahead now. In simplifying radicals, we know the perfect square number. These are the 1, the 4, 9, 16, 25, so on and so forth. Why are they perfect number? Because you're multiplying 3 times 3, you get 9. 4 times 4, you get 16. 2 times 2, you get 4, and so on and so forth, okay? So if you have a perfect number, perfect square number, and you put it inside the square, let's say square root 25. What's square root 25? The answer is 5 there, okay? And negative 5, okay? 5 and negative 5. Because 5 times 5 is 25. Negative 5 times negative 5 is going to give you 25, okay? So, but what if we do not have a perfect square number, something like a square of 3, a square of 5, square of 12? How do we simplify it in exact value? Because if we plug it in the calculator, it will give us an irrational number, so we cannot get a firm or exact answer. So how do we do this one? Square root of 12 can be broken down into say 4 and 3, or you can use 6 and 2. Just don't use 12 and 1. Okay, this process is called the prime factorization. Okay, so you break down the 12 to 4 and 3. Again, don't use the number itself and a 1. Any factors will work. Okay, you can use 6 and 2 or 4 and 3. Okay, so I can break down the 4 into 2 and 2. So that gives me a 2, 2, 3. Those are the prime numbers of 12. So if we write it down, so we have 2, 2, and 3. Now we are going to look for a pair. We have a pair of 2 here. If that's a pair of 2, that will cross out, and one representative of that pair will come out, and the 3 remain inside because he doesn't have a partner, and the answer is 2 square root of 3. Okay? One more. If we have a square root of 40, square root of, let's say, 88, square root of 24, and a square root of, let's say, 200. Okay, so a square root of 40, we're going to think of two numbers. When you multiply them, gives you a 40. It's going to be 4 and 10. You can use 8 and 5, you can use 20 and 2. It doesn't matter. You should still get the same answer. Square root of 4 is 2 and 2, and 10 is 2 and 5. Now, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 5 are the prime numbers of 40. So 2, 2, 2, and 5. We're going to look for a pair. I have a pair of 2 here. So this will cross out. Hold on. So I have a pair of 2, 2, and 5 there. So we have here a pair of 2. This cross out. So, and a 2 will come out because of that. And 2 times 5, you can come up with a pair. So just multiply 2 times 5. It's going to be 10. And that's the answer. Square root of 8. Don't use 8 and 1, but you can use 4 and 2. 4 can be broken into 2 and 2. So you have now 2, 2, 2. And then look for a pair. I have a pair of 2 here. This cross out. So 2 comes out and the 2 remain inside. 24. You can use 8 and 3, 6 and 4. Let's use 8 and 3 here. 8 can be broken to 4 and 2, and 4 can be broken 2 and 2. So now we have 2, 2, 2, and 3. Those are the prime numbers. And then look for a pair. That's a pair of 2. Cross it out. So 2 comes out. 2 and 3 cannot come up with a pair. So 2 times 3 will be 6. So the answer is 2 square root of 6. 200 can be broken to 102, and 100 can be broken to 10 and 10. And since we know that's a pair already, so you can have 10, 10, and 2. So since we have a pair of 10 here, that cross out, so 10 square root of 2. And that's the exact answer, or simplified radical of square root of 200. Move on. So now, since we know how to simplify radicals, let's apply it in solving using square root. Okay, so if we have n squared is equal to 81, we can solve for the n by taking the square root and square of that one. This cross out, and what square of 81 is going to be 9. But hold on, why is it 9? Because 9 times 9 is 81. But isn't it also negative 9 times negative 9 is also positive 81? So therefore, the answer is the positive negative of 9. B squared minus 9. And here, you're going to isolate the b squared. So by adding 9 here, adding 9 there, that gives us b squared is equal to 9. Take the square of that, take the square of that one. B is equal to what square of 9? Square of 9 is positive and negative of 3. Why is it positive negative of 3? Because if you break down the 9 there, it's all going to be 3's. So that's it. Square of 3 and 3. So that's a pair of 3 there. So cross it out. So the answer is just 3. Next, negative 5x squared is equal to negative 45. For this case, we do not take the square root right away. We have to divide it first by negative 5 and negative 5. Cross it out, x squared is equal to 9. Then it's the same thing as the previous example, square root of that, square of that one. So therefore, x equal to 3 plus and minus of that. N squared plus 9 is equal to negative 1, minus 9 here, minus 9 there. N squared is equal to negative 10. Now, we take the square of that, we take the square of that one, and if this cancel out, and every time you have a negative inside the square root, that is going to be an impossible or it's an error. So the answer there will be no solution. Again, let me repeat myself there. Every time we have a square root and a negative number there, that will be a no solution, okay? Next, 4x squared minus 3 is equal to 397. You're going to add 3 first there, add 3. That will give us 4x squared is equal to 400. And we divide this by 4. We divide this by 4, cross it out. X squared is equal to 400 divided by 4 is 100. Take the square of that, take the square of that one. X is equal to positive negative of 10, because 100 can be broken into 10 and 10. So the prime factorization is 10 and 10. Look for a pair. That's a pair of 10. So they cross out. So 10 goes outside with a plus or minus. Next here is 100 p squared minus 8 is equal to 17. You add 8 here, add 8 there. Cross it out. 100 p squared is equal to 25. Divide the 100, divide by 100. P squared. What is 100? What's 25 over 100? That's going to be 1/4. Okay. Now take the square root. Take the square root. Take the square root. This cross out. That gives you p. What's square of 1? 1. What square of 4 is 2. So plus or minus. So the answer is plus or minus of 1/2. Next, we like to isolate this one. So add 9 here. Add 9 there. So here we're gonna end up with 513 is 504. So negative 9x squared is equal to negative 504. Divide everything here by negative 9, cross it out. X squared is equal to, divided by 9 is going to be 56. Take the square root of that one, take the square root of that one. How can we break down the 56? We have 8 and 7. 8 can break it to 4 and 2. This will be 2 and 2. So x equal to 7, 2, 2, 2. Look for a pair. I have a pair of 2 there. So that cross out. So it becomes now, right here, 2 square root of, what's 7 times 2? It's 14. And don't forget the plus or minus. And that's how the cookie crumbles. 5x squared plus 7 is equal to 407. So again, we got to subtract 7 there. 5x squared is equal to 400. Divide by 5, divide by 5, cross it out. X squared is equal to, what's 400 divided by 5? Is going to be 80. Take the square root, take the square of that one, cancel it out. What is square root of 80? We can use 8 and 10. Break down the 8 to 4 and 2. Break down the 4 is 2 and 2. Break down the 10 to 2 and 5. So the prime numbers that we have here are 2, 2, 2, 2, 5. So I have 2, 2, 2, 2, and 5. Now we look for a pair. There's a pair of 2, cross out, that goes to outside. There's another pair, cross out, times 2. And 5 has no partner, so it's remain inside. So the correct answer now here is 2 times 2 is 4, square root of 5, with a plus or minus there. 2x squared minus 1 is equal to negative 9. You're going to add 1 here, add 1 there. 2x squared is equal to negative 8. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X squared is equal to negative 4. Take the square of that one, take the square of that one. Again, if you have a square root and inside the radicand is negative, that's going to be no solution. Boom. Now we have a fraction. 1/3 x squared plus 14 equals 26. Some students, they would like to multiply everything here by 3, which is good, but I prefer to subtract 14 here first because they are like terms. So I'm going to have 1/3 x squared is equal to 12. Now is the time I'm going to multiply it by 3 and 3 here. That cross out. That gives me 1 is invisible. X squared is equal to 36. Take the square of that one, take the square of that one. So x equal to plus or minus 6. And there you go. And that's how you solve for quadratic equation by taking the square root. As always, kaboom.